Hey everyone, this is Pierre Levy, music writer for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. We're here at the end of Summerfest 2023, weekend one, with some of our writers, Catherine Joswick, Cal Roach, Damon Joy, talking about our favorite stuff and our not so favorite stuff so far. Catherine, we'll start with you. What was the best sets that you've seen so far at Summerfest this year?
I have to say the Zac Brown Band and Marcus King Band concert was amazing. Marcus King just totally shredded on the blues guitar. He had a three-piece brass section. Just the drummer was hot. Just it was really, really intense, really good. And then the Zac Brown Band, I mean, that was what a concert. They did covers of the Beastie Boys' Sabotage, Queen Bohemian Rhapsody. They brought Breland, this R&B country singer, on the stage for a song. That was really cool. He was totally engaged with the audience. The fiddle player was just insane. Just the musicianship was so high quality, and the crowd was so into it. It was just such a positive, good vibe. It was so much fun.
Awesome.
So,
yeah. I mean, Zac Brown Band probably plays the amphitheater now more than any other act that's touring today.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, Wisconsin obviously loves him. So, and I have to give a little honorable mention to Declan McKenna. He was really great young artist, just very good guitar player. I had a great stage presence. Audience really seemed to be into him. Good musicianship. He played the drums and tambourine. Really powerful voice. So, yeah, got to give a shout out to him too. Great show.
Awesome. Well, anything you've been disappointed by so far?
I wouldn't say disappointed maybe, but the Griffin show was an EDM show, and granted I'm not too much into EDM, I don't know that much about it, but I can tell you the decibel levels were kind of sky high, and I was feeling a little bit of hearing loss after that one, so that's my only complaint. Crowd was really into it, jumping up and down and everything, so, but yeah.
It might have been an opening night issue, because I heard from a reader that the decibel level from Marcus King at the Pavilion opening night was just horrible, and they ended up leaving because it was so loud. So maybe they're just kind of figuring out the sound levels. Although Griffin's going to be loud no matter what, probably.
Right, it's EDM. Sure. It comes with the territory.
Cal, what about you? What's the best thing that you've seen for weekend one at Summerfest?
I gotta say, my favorite thing so far has been Tegan and Sarah. It was just, think about the fact that they have been together for 25 years making music. It's just like it seems like a whirlwind. And, they told a lot of stories on stage. Obviously, they have a lot of political opinions that they're very vocal about. And it's just refreshing for them to be, treating it as like a conversation between themselves and the fans. They've always been like that. And they stayed true to that. And then, of course, you have the closer of Closer at the end. Everyone goes nuts. It just feels so good. I mean, they were fantastic. I love that band.
Cool. Anything that wasn't so fantastic?
There wasn't anything terrible that I've seen. The only thing that I could think of to single out as a worst, and it kind of goes back to what you mentioned about the volume. Steven Adler, of course, erstwhile drummer for Guns N' Roses, has his own solo project, and they were doing, it wasn't terrible. They actually sounded quite like Guns N' Roses at times with these different fill-in guys, but it was kind of sad that he's reduced to having to do that. He probably has more to offer the world than having to play Guns N' Roses covers and stuff like that. And it was really loud. And is it really necessary to have it that loud when you have other stages right nearby? I don't know.
Maybe it was in their contract. It has to drown out every other stage.
Probably.
I'm Steven Adler. Damon, what about you? Favorite thing you've seen for weekend one at Summerfest?
Oddly, it was Fitz and the Tantrums.
Cool.
I'm not a big fan of pop music, at all. So I was really surprised. I thought they were lip syncing at first because they sung that good.
Wow.
What's his name? Michael Fitzpatrick and Noel Skaggs are just beautiful together, awesome voices. Jumping around the stage, running back and forth, talking to the audience, and just never lose a breath. And it was just fun. That's the best word, just fun. They're just, you could tell they love it. They just love being there. They love being with the crowd. It was just great. Again, not a fan, but I just, I'm used to hearing their music in commercials and while I'm shopping, and just to see it live, it made me actually like them. So yeah, that was my favorite.
Yeah, it sounds like they made a new fan. Anything you weren't a fan of so far?
Queensryche was, I don't want to say I wasn't disappointed, but the vibe just wasn't there with their crowd. I didn't feel like the people were super excited. Even Todd LaTorre on stage was just like, are you guys ready for a new song that you haven't heard before? Or, are you ready to rock? It just wasn't, I was waiting for him to just just start going crazy. It just never really happened. But I did love seeing like the dueling guitars and the solos, and his voice is great. Just it just wasn't, there wasn't really a good vibe to it, I didn't think.
Yeah. Well, that's too bad, but maybe the next time they'll be ready to rock harder. For me, I don't think, I have to agree with you guys that there's nothing that has been really, really bad. Probably the worst thing I saw, but it wasn't even that bad, was Bleachers, just because they just seemed like it was a one-off show. They seemed a little bit rough. Jack Antonoff, who is such a perfectionist as a producer, this was like his chance to just kind of blow off steam, and he wasn't really worried about perfection. So it had some mixed results as a result, but the crowd loved it, and he was really passionate. Stuff that I really liked, though, was speaking of EDM, Sophie Tucker was the second night Miller Lite Oasis, and that was a really different kind of EDM booking for Summerfest. Usually it has been like the bass drop, build, repeat kind of things, but they have like a really interesting sound. They're really inspired by kind of Brazilian music. They sing in Portuguese, and they brought out a really good dance troupe called Bob's Dance Shop, and one of their dancers is actually from Milwaukee. His name's Cameron with a K, who brought out his little sister's probably like 5 or 6 years old, and she was on stage kind of mimicking their dances. Everyone was chanting her name. It was really, really adorable. And my favorite set, I think, so far actually was Eric Church, which I wasn't going in like with really super high expectations because he just played in Milwaukee a year ago and he did a stadium show. So, I was kind of expecting more of the same, but he totally, for this tour kickoff at Summerfest, totally reimagined his sound, brought out an amazing horn section, 3 backing vocalists, and a lot of his songs were just really dramatically reinterpreted. It really felt very Springsteen-like. He's probably closer than ever to being the Bruce Springsteen of country music. Just a phenomenal set. And we'll see what other phenomenal sets are going to be coming up at Summerfest for weekend 2, weekend 3. You can go to jsonline.com/Summerfest for all of our coverage. Thanks for watching.